morning, everyone. Good morning. I got the sound down. I have. I think I'll be able to read the chat today on that. I don't know why it was different the last few times, but let me just get the chat on this up so that we've got backup in case we need it. I hope you've had a nice weekend. I've got the hospital today. Can't be bothered. Cannot. So I need to get my face sorted. As I said the other day, I mean, you never know. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning. I never know I could bump into a handsome police officer while I'm at the hospital. Doubtful, but so I can see the chat there today, but I'll leave this here just in case the chat goes haywire. So, yeah, I've got the lung clinic today, and it says I might get an X-ray. And listen, it's not the X-ray that I'm frightened at, it's the results that I'm always frightened at. I hate them looking about inside my body because they always seem to find something and then it's all come back. We'll keep our eye on that and come back in 6 months. And within that 6 months, all I do is worry. So I'm opening a Sprite zero sugar at the moment. So I'll get my face done. As I say, you never know, Carolyn, I could get lucky that day. I could get hold on. Got my sound box in here. Right, okay. Get my mirror over. Carol, I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. I'm coming out in spots and stuff. I've got a really sore nose there, right? As if there's a spot just ready to come up. See, when I touch it, it's very painful. And I'm tempted to squeeze the life out of it, even though there's nothing there. Just, I don't know. Hopefully, if it's going to erupt into anything, it'll do it soon. Anyway, let's get my face sorted. So, let me prime my face first with this Pro Base Banana Primer today. I'm using Banana Primer. Yeah, so... you can feel the weather changing as well. See, when I was out, there's leaves all falling off the trees. I'm loving that. I love the autumn. So, well, as you know, I've been ready for it for like a month. People are going autumn shopping. I was going autumn shopping a month ago. Anyway, I love my decor. My dad eventually took up stuff from my mum yesterday. It shouldn't have been my dad's job to do that. My dad went away and got the stuff for the care home and took it up to the hospital for my mum. But she was awful cool. But the thing is, I don't know what we're allowed to buy her and what we're not. I'm wanting to get her a wee blanket, right, because she was cold. But everything that goes, that the patients get, has got to be checked with the staff because it's like a mental ward. So I'm sure a blanket would be all right. I'm sure she'd be all right with a blanket. Anyway, see if I get a blanket and they say she's not allowed a blanket, I can give it to somebody else. Oh. I never slept good last night. It's just looming over my head, this bloody... See, once I come home the day for getting this done, I'll be happy. I just hate it. I just want to be left alone. I really just want to be left alone. I don't want them giving me X-rays and all that. But I'm forced into doing it with my family. They're all like, you need to go. Lisa, good morning to you. You went autumn shopping. Yes, I bet you loved it. The candles, the colours. You need a wee candle going and you need like your spice lattes and things like that. Isn't it the most cosy? I mean, although I love Christmas, right? Christmas, I love That's my favourite holiday kind of thing. It's Christmas with the twinkling lights and stuff like that. Autumn, there's just something about it, the coziness and everything. It's just, and the nice fresh air. See, I appreciate a bit of fresh air, so I do. So right, foundation. Forget what I'm doing. I've been for my shower and everything. My hair's still a bit wet. I need to give it a wee dry. Do you know what I mean? So I thought of it yesterday. This is a reason, right? Say you're ever going to a doctor's appointment or a hospital appointment or anything like that, right? Always, always, always knew. I know that everybody will have already showered or bathed or give yourself a good wash, right, before you went to a doctor. But just in case anybody out there has been in a rush one day and thought, you know what, I'm going to skip the shower and go straight to the doctor's. Don't, because I'll tell you about the asthma review I got, and it had to be while I was going through the chemotherapy at the time, right? I've spoke about this before, but this is a lesson to be learned for some people. Wait a minute, I get wiped to wipe my hands. So anyway, I had a asthma review, and as I said, I was going through chemo at the time, and I'd lost all the hair on my head, right? My eyebrows, I never lost all the hair out my eyebrows. They were very, like, they thinned out a good bit, but I never lost them all. And they tell you all your hair falls out, and when they say that, they mean all your hair, right? So down below was patchy, right? That's the only way to describe it, patchiness, right? Good morning, my patchy below. I had bigger fish to fry than worry about my personal grooming at the time, right? I was, as I say, I was going through chemo. I was going through a lot at the time. So just as well I had been for a wee shower and all that in the morning. I got to my asthma review. I goes in, I've got my headscarf on, right? My headscarf, and I'm doing my asthma review. And then she said to me, oh, she says, I see you're due a smear test. Why don't you just jump up on the table and we'll do it now while we're here? And I was like, aye, okay then, right, but we'll get that done. So I jumped up on the table and I'm thinking, oh my God, I wonder if I should say to her about down below, about the patchiness, because she might think it's some kind of mad game. Do you know what I mean? That I've been into, like some kind of, I don't know, ripping the hair out game. I don't know. But the whole time I was like worried in case that she thought that I had been deliberately yanking hairs out or whatever. But see, when I think it, she must have known that she must have known, because I had the headscarf on. I'm sure I had been talking about that I was going in the middle of chemo at the time. It was embarrassing, that's what it was. But since then, I've always said to everybody, every time you go to a doctor's appointment or anything like that, double check that you've had a wee shower, because surprises can happen, and they happen to me all the time. I came home for that and I had sent Amanda and Sophie a text saying, that's the worst asthma review I've ever had in my life. Me too, Liesl, but what I do is a wee tip. See, when you're going through it, close your eyes, pretend you're on a beach and sing a song in your head, right? Sing a song in your head and think to yourself, see, by the time I finish this song, it'll be all over and done with. By the time I get to the chorus, sing Bohemian Rhapsody or something like that, right? And think, see, by the time it gets to that bit, it'll have already passed. So just sing that into your head. I'll need a full-length mirror at this age. Oh, aye. Worst asthma review I've ever had in my life, eh? Just springing that on you. Springing that. And I was like, oh God, aye, well, okay, I'll jump up on the table then. Well, you've got to go. You've got to get it done. Go get it done. Luckily, I don't need to get a mammogram because they're gone. I don't need to worry about that kind of thing. That was sore, I'll tell you that right now. See if you ever get a mammogram. The squash you like a pancake, and when I say like a pancake, I mean like centimetre thin. You would never think your boobs could go to a centimetre thin, but I tell you, stretch out to the max. Oh, jeez. Oh, and see, while I was listening, I think while that was going on, I was sitting in a wheelchair because I had just got a metal rod in my leg. It was all kicking off every angle of me. Everything was going perfect, but that was the time. And look, it happened to Sophie as well, right? It's awareness, right? I spread awareness. When I was in the wheelchair, I was really ill as I was going through the chemo, and I had been vomiting and all this kind of stuff. And a nurse comes over and she's talking to my dad, but she's talking over my head and she's saying to my dad, "How is she? How's she doing?" I'm sitting there like a big flumpy idiot, just sitting there like that, looking at her. I'm actually fine. I can still talk and stuff like that. It was just chemo I'm going through. I should have said that, but I never. I just sat there like that, like an idiot. So fast forward to not that long ago, just before Sophie got her eyes done, right? When Sophie, she was blind with the cataracts in her eyes. I had her in my wheelchair, and we were going to get her eyes looked at or something like that. And the exact same thing happened to her. Have I got it on? Oh my God, Carolyn, that sounds terrible. That sounds, because they don't care. They pull your booby as far as they can and flat as a pancake. So I'm talking to this woman, she's talking about Sophie sitting in a chair. And Sophie after it went, "I can't believe it." I says, "I told you that's what happens. But see, when you're sitting in a wheelchair, it's really weird because people think that you can no longer communicate with the outside world. You know? And also, I hate to be going off on one, but I seem to be, because I'm going to the hospital. Some people only paralysed for the neck down that use wheelchairs, right? Or the waist down for that matter. Some people use a wheelchair because they find it difficult to walk, right? It's painful when they walk. That's why they use a wheelchair. They can walk maybe a wee bit, but that's about it. Do you know what I mean? And me with the leg, getting the metal rod in the leg, sometimes my leg is busted, right? I've got to swallow my pride. It is what it is. Get in the bloody wheelchair. And do you know what the thing is? It's great because for that particular shopping trip or whatever, I'm not in any pain. I can browse the aisles. Fair enough, people look at me, but people look at me anyway. But some people, I get out the car, I go to the boot, I take the wheelchair out, I set the wheelchair up, lock the door, sit in the wheelchair, and away I go on my merry way. And there's people like, "Oh, we just witnessed a miracle. A miracle we just witnessed. Did you see her walking from there to there to get into the chair?" I don't know, many times I've had to bite my tongue because I want to shout, "You're an absolute a-hole. Aye, I can walk from there to there." And why have you got to tell folk that you don't even know? Anyway, that's the wee rant for the day. It's just some people are like that. "Oh my God, we just witnessed a miracle here. She actually, did you see her walking and she's got a cheek to sit in a wheelchair? Listen, pal, do you want the leg? I'll tell you what, see if we can swap legs. I'll have yours and you can have this thing. Right, how about that? How about we swap legs and then come back and talk to me?" It's just spreading awareness, do you know what I mean? That some people, you can walk a wee bit, but it's painful, and that's why people get it. And see if you go to Disney, get one of the wee motorised scooter things. Best $20 or something like that I'd ever spent. But I think it's like $25, right, for one of the motorised wheelchairs. But you get $20 back when you hand it off, when you go back to give it back to them. Listen, we all had a shot at it. I got the thing, right, but the Peter was on it with shopping bags on it. I was the shopping bag carrier. We were on the rides first. "Excuse me, beep beep." It's got a horn on it. Beep beep. Antsy for reverse. Beep beep beep. I done that noise. I was absolutely loving it. I'd love one of them in real life, but I think they cost a fair bit. Right, I'm doing bloom eyes today. I'm using my mermaid. I feel like a mystical mermaid today. Let's just do it. And again, my finger is going in. It took me a while, right enough, to swallow my pride to get in a wheelchair when I did. It does. Takes a big woman. But see, once you get early, folk are going to stare at you, and you can actually go shopping without agonising pain, or you can actually go shopping. Then you think to yourself, F it. Yeah, people are dead judgy. People don't know your stuff. And I feel as if, why do I need to say to strangers, listen, stop your gawking. I've got a problem, right? A problem. And my wheelchair's decked out. My wheelchair's, honestly, I don't know if I've showed you it before. It's in the car, though, now. It's got ribbons and bows and bells and everything on it, my wheelchair. See if they're going to be gawking. They're going to be gawking at a right good wheelchair. I got my wheelchair was all measured for me as well. I had to send in my measurements to my doctor to get it all sorted. So, listen, guys, never met the moral of this rant. Oh, thank you very much, my sweet Em. Wait a minute. This is the very first time I've used this, Em, and it's for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Em. That's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you. Where's my eyeliner? Is it in here? Yeah, I'll use the Wet n Wild one again. But I see, this is a judgy people that don't know you saying things. Well, I'll do it again. You're the first one I used that for. There we go. Right. I hope if that is a boil, I'm getting in my nose, it gets a head on it, because it's really sore all around there. I'm tempted to just grab my nose and squeeze. That's how I make a terrible mess of myself. So I'm going to get Peter to drop me off at the hospital. There's no point trying to find a car parking space. It's like, that's a whole, Carolyn will let you know, because she stays close to me. Trying to get a car parking space at the hospital's stressful. Really stressful. And while I was in the wards, I used to enjoy looking out the window at the fights that would erupt in the disabled car parking spots. Aye, every day, and beep, folk getting the horns beeped at them and stuff like that. That was my car parking space, but your name on it, it was all that was kicking up. So, I'd rather not. I remember my dad, I've told you this story as well before, but every time I think of car parking spaces, I think of my bloody dad. He's a nightmare, yeah, man, at times. Right, he's a nightmare. Oh, see, just as well, bro, this, because I can't see the chat. Weasel. Yeah, we need more. I need more sounds, don't I? But I like my. It's my favourite. My dad, he's the terrible man. He almost had my brother in a fight one time at a supermarket. Don't know what it was all right, but my dad ended up throwing a shopping trolley, like wheeling it at somebody like that. And my brother had to step in and go, ho, 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 pack it in, pack it in. Right, I can't even remember the ins and outs of that, but my dad does things like that. He's an old fashioned guy, and they just doesn't care, my dad. And I was going to radiotherapy. That's where people always ask me where I got that mark. That's where I got that mark, radiotherapy. Went to radiotherapy, and again, you've got to go round the car park, and eventually get a space. So this time we're going round, and then my dad went, oh, this one there, and he goes in. And as we went in, this woman goes by and she's gone like that. I know that's right. And I'm in the car, right, like cancer patient going, who's she talking to? What is that about? What, because we got a car parking space and stuff like that. What's she on about? I'm ready to go, right? I was like that. My dad's going, right, come on, we get in. You're going to miss your appointment. We need to. And I was like, look, we've got an appointment, a-hole, right? I was doing all that. Anyway, it was firing up feelings. I was like raging, like, I can't believe that. Can you believe that woman? We're just parking the car and she's giving us all that. Who does she think all this was happening? And what had actually happened was, I think the woman had her indicator on that she was going to take that car parking space. And my dad just went like, and went in, swiped in, and she was mouthing off to my dad, and my dad stuck his middle finger up. Mm-hmm. And I went, for God's sake, Dad. I said, I could have ended up in a fight today because of you. Would you please stop doing things like that? And Disney as well. He had if Sophie was in, she'd tell you, they laugh about this to this day, right? It wasn't funny for me. Again, in the wheelchair, like a bloody daphne sitting in the wheelchair, like I get wheeled round. And it was Epcot we were in. And at the time they were doing a charity fundraising marathon, right? People running for charity. People are just running for charity. They're running a loop like this, right? And my dad, of course, is pushing me onto the oncoming runners. Nothing I can do. I'm sitting there in the chair, right? I'm sitting there in the chair. Oh, there's people coming towards me like that. And my dad's no caring. My dad's no caring. He's annoyed. My mum, they probably were arguing or something, right? But my dad was on one. Eventually, some man had said something about, oh, you shouldn't be going this way. This is for the runners, right? Understandable. I can understand that. And then my dad went off. Listen, we paid to come here, you clown. He started doing that. My dad, facing up to the man that was running for charity. Father, behave. And he kept twirling me round like this, right? So I'm like twirling round the wheelchair. And then he'd bring me back round like that. And then I'm facing the man's groin like this. Just nightmare. That's my father. That's the kind of stuff he does. I was mortified. I was like, oh, for God, can we not just go, Dad? Can we go? Can we just go, Dad? And he's going, no, we paid to be in the back. Dad, these people are running for charity. Don't you understand? He doesn't need his look. Do you try to explain to him? But it was twirling me around like that and then twirling me right back to the man's groin and away and the man's groin. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be sick. Not with the man's groin, with the twirling. Maybe with the man's groin. Listen, we're getting too much into the man's groin here. He's a nightmare, is what I'm trying to say. He's a bloody nightmare. See, I'm missing all the chat. I don't know what's happened to the... Oh, chat overlay. I don't know what that is. But I'll need to bring these back. See, I thought this is why I brought this in, because the chat goes funny. There we go. Oh, my dad does that kind of thing. Somebody innocently bangs into you in the supermarket. My dad will start something, like, don't be banging into our shopping trolley. Dad, they done it. It was an accident, for sake. Oh, also, my dad had a confrontation with somebody when he was out with my brother. They were on a fishing boat, a wee dinghy. They were out in the middle of a loch. You'd think that would be safe to take my father out in the middle of a loch. No, you find somebody to have a fight with up there. My brother again had to come in and save the day. He just does not think. He does not think before he opens his mouth. And he says things that he thinks is funny, and it's no. Like another time, I think I was going. He ran me to get another. It was this another smear test. Right? He ran me to the doctors or something like that, and he's going, I hope they don't ask me if I'm getting a smear test next. I'm going, Dad, for God's sake, Dad, that's no funny. And he's going, nightmare. Aye, an absolute nightmare. People look at me and judge me. It's not him. It's like you're with him. You're with him. And see if you go, Dad, that wasn't funny. It was fun. You've not got a sense of humour. He'll tell you that to you. Oh, it was only a wee joke, Dad. For God's sake, people are looking as if I don't get enough stares. Aye. So you dice it when you go with my dad. You're dicing it. Aye. When's my smear test getting done? I'm going, oh, for God's sake, Dad. People are all looking at me. What did that guy say? I'm like, yeah. Damn it. I've got to say to him, Dad, please do not say anything when we're at gynecology. Please don't say anything. Please. And he'll go, do you think I would honestly say something? As if I would say something, and you're like, Dad, you say something every time. And he's like, I would never say. Imagine saying that as if I would say so. Dad, he does it. I mean, I don't know if he just blanks it out or what, but he does it every time. Like, for God. Do you know what? He used to have a funny thing. He would call the girls Dan, right? What's it, Dan, like that? You know, just or a boy's name, like what would you want, John, or something like that, right? And he thought it was funny. They were going through the drive-through in McDonald's, and somebody was serving, and he was going, "All right, Dan, can we have?" He says, "Can we have 2 Big Macs, easy on the Mac?" Dan, he said something. And then 2 McChicken sandwiches, easy on the Mick. He would say things like that, and you're like, Dad, that's not funny. And the person at the drive-through, of course, is going, anything else? That's what he would do. Aye. Easy on the Mac. A McRib, can we have 2 McRibs, easy on the Mick and the ribs, and the Mac and the Big Mac meals, please. Oh, Dad, for God's sake. He does it every time. I mean, it's funny, but see, when you've got it all the time, you're like, oh, for God's sake, Dad, please. No more. No more. I remember one time I was about 13 and I fell out with him. Completely fell out with him. Like, don't speak to me ever again. 13, you're awkward anyway, right? I was at the awkward phase, like, I just hate everything. I'm just going to ruin everybody's holiday just for kicks. I'm not even going to smile this whole Christmas. That's the kind of, I'm not even going to bother with Christmas this year. That's the kind of 13-year-old, you know. So anyway, we worked in this site that was haunted, and it was haunted because they had built houses, and I swear, the back garden's fence was here, right? And right here would be a gravestone of somebody, right? A very old gravestone, but still a gravestone, and it was on a hill. So you can imagine with water and stuff like that, by time there might be the odd thing in somebody's garden, right? So we all knew this. Like, oh God, look how close it is. I mean, the back fence is there, and then there's stones there, you know. And there was this one house that even the joiners and the painters were going like that. Listen, there's something in that house. I went in there myself, and I heard voices, or a door slammed, or something like that, right? So we were cleaning it. We were in cleaning it. That was my mum's business at the time, was cleaning these houses that were just built. And I'm like, acting all big and tough. No, there's joiners about, like young joiners, and I was like, look at me, I'm like Madonna. So we goes into this house, and I'm saying to my dad, Dad, it's haunted in here. And he's going, is it here? And I'm going, it's haunted, and the joiners seen the hauntingness, and there was this one. Look what Daisy's doing in the background here. Right, so we get to the bedroom that was right at the back of the house, and I'm going in here, and all of a sudden my dad just goes against the door, and I absolutely pooed myself, screamed, and ran right out that house all the way down. My dad was going laughing. And it was then I clicked, it was him that had done this for a laugh. And I was like, don't speak to me. I could have took a heart attack and died, I was saying to him. Daisy. Daisy's always like, she's still up to it in the background. Like, she's still doing it. That's what she does at night. She comes into my bed and digs up a storm. She comes in and digs the place up. Oh God, my nose is that sore. It needs to get a head on that spot. I don't even see where the spot is. It's just a whole bit in my nose that's sore. Unless I've been fighting with something during the night and just whacked myself in the face, which is a possibility. I thought I was a calm sleeper until the people in the hospital were like, oh, you were talking. You were talking all night in your sleep. We thought you were on your phone. You were talking that much, and I was like, God, I hope I wasn't talking dirty or anything like that. That'd be dead embarrassing for you and for me. She's. I mean, you'd never know there was a wee bundle there, wouldn't you know? You'd never know there was a wee bundle under there. Wee shame for her. She likes to dig. She likes to dig and stuff. Well, I do my eyebrow. I'll do my eyebrows with my wee pencil. Why not? While we're at it. But again, my dad, when we were growing up, at Halloween, we stayed in a cul-de-sac, I think you call it, and it was like a horseshoe of houses, if you will. It was like a horseshoe of houses with a car park, right? That's where we stayed. And when we first moved there, it was all brand new houses, so everybody was just getting to know each other, and we were all becoming pals. All the mums and dads and all the kids it was kids in every house, all the same age as me and my brother, and there was a lot of people to like hang about with. And at Halloween, my dad used to dress up every year as a woman. I don't know if that's frowned upon these days. Do you know what I mean? Because somebody would take offence with that, but my dad used to dress up as a. My dad had a beard and moustache, right? Black beard and moustache. My dad had quite a chubby guy. I always thought he looked like Laurel, Hardy out of Laurel and Hardy. My dad spitting image him, and he would dress up in one of my mum's dresses, and he would have balloons for boobs and all that, and he'd have the tights on and the shoes and all that on, right? The handbag. And we would go around and do anything for Halloween, we would say. And they would see my dad and they'd go, oh, for God's sake, Jim, come in, what do you want for your Halloween? My dad would want a whiskey. So every single house round that horseshoe, my dad got a whiskey and a grope. He came back to the house absolutely hammered with his balloons burst every year. Every year. This isn't even plugged in, eh? I'm trying this on even plugged in. That's not going to help. Oh, what the F? Plugs. Jeez. There it is. Found it. There we go. Found it. Aye, my poor dad, that's the kind of stuff he'd up to. They'd all be waiting, all the men would be waiting for him at Halloween. They'd all be like, where's your dad? Is your dad getting ready? And every year my dad go, I'm not doing it this year. No, I'm not going out for my Halloween this year. And the next thing there he would be, half cut. They were fun days though, do you know? That was they were fun, and it never cost a lot of money. And see, back in the days as well, Halloween, what you got was an apple or an orange, some monkey nuts, and that was it. Sometimes you would be looking at a banana, right? Sometimes you'd be, and that's another thing my dad used to do. He's crazy. People used to come to the door for their Halloween and you'd give them a coconut. A coconut or a pomegranate or something. They're going, what the hell's this? I'm like, I want a coconut. Oh, I really can't be bored with this today. I feel sick. Right, I'm just going to finish doing my hair and then that'll be me sitting till this afternoon looking at the clock. And you never know, you could go into the hospitals and you could be taken like early, or you could go in and you could be sitting there waiting for 3 hours with the smell. See, it's the smell that gets me as well. It's the smell of hospitals. It's just... Every time I'm like, I wonder if I should cancel my appointment, but I can't because my kids will not let me. I want to dog it. Not in that way. Not in the... Not dog it that way. In Scotland, if you're dogging it, there's two meanings. The meaning that I'm meaning now and the meaning that kids use is when they do truant from school. See, if they miss school, if they pretend they're going to school and they're not, that's called dogging it. Right? Don't get that mixed up with the other dogging. I've never been, but apparently it's a fun time. Never say never, eh? A live stream. I better fire up a live stream for this undisclosed location. This undisclosed location up the hills in Scotland. Do you know the kids wouldn't even they wouldn't even be surprised. Oh, where's mum? Oh, she's away dogging it again this weekend. See, language barriers, we always think that we speak, although we speak English, right, us in over in America, there is a lot of words that are completely different here than what they are in America. You're going for radiation today at OM. It'll be just in and out though, isn't it? If it's radiotherapy, it would be quick. Yeah. Thank you. He is a character, Liesl. He is, but he gets you into trouble. You're like, oh, for God, Dad, I'm going to need to find somebody now. Stop it. Yeah, see, I feel it cancelling. Have you got a wee tattoo? Because I've got a wee tattoo right here. It's just you don't even see it. It's a wee dot that we used to line you up in the machine. They said to me, do you mind us giving you a tattoo? I was like, batter on in. What are you going to give me? Like a skull, snake, crossbow, like what, apple or what? What are you going to give me? A wee dot. I was like, is that all? Just a wee dot? So I've got a wee dot there for it. But I'll say I've got a wee dot there. I've got that there and all. Every time I go to the hospital, I go, can we ask you what that mark is? As if I'm playing some sort of game or something like that. I'm not doing anything like that. That was you that done that to me. Do you have, see, we're tattoo sisters. We're tattoo sisters. Do you know what I'm tempted to get that I seen yesterday? See, I can't see flies on poo, but I want it. Not really flies on poo, but things people have got. I saw yesterday a tattoo and I'm like, how did I not think of that? I want that now. A girl had put on her Facebook that along her knuckles there she's got Aussie, OZZY, and here she's got a bat. And I was like, oh, that is a badass tattoo. Aussie and then a bat here. And I was like, I want it. That's what I want next. I'm wanting that Aussie tattoo. And I wasn't that big of a Black Sabbath fan. You know, sometimes people test you on these things, you know, especially see like my NASA club and all that. If people are just wearing a NASA t-shirt, I've got hair like dangling from my bloody face now. Where is it? People are like, do you really like NASA or know anything about NASA? Or are you just wearing the t-shirt for show? Let them wear a NASA t-shirt. They want it. Are you really a Black Sabbath fan? Do you qualify to have that tattoo on your hand? Well, ice my hand. Oh. Have you seen Peter? Yeah. Going to bring me my snow globe that's in the cabinet, the Bugs Life one. Yeah. Have you ever seen my Bugs Life? I brought this bad boy home on my back all the way from America because but at that time you were allowed to bring liquids and things like that. But I couldn't put it in my case in case it got broken. And it was, I've still got the price on the bottom, how much it was. It was only $65 back then. There's my Bugs Life. Look. And it's really, really heavy and it's got wee tune. And to cute. Oh, you put it back. It's some weight though. It'll be worth an awful lot more nowadays, that snow globe. But I carried that all the way to Florida in my back because I didn't want anything to happen to it. My wee Bugs Life. But do you know what? Before I go, I'll tell you this wee story. It was a shame for Sophie at the time. Sophie was traumatised at first when we went to Florida. What was it she went to see? I can't mind right, but some of the rides are a wee bit scary for kids. And Sophie was a bit feared. So the big tree that's in Animal Kingdom, you went in there, there was a Bugs Life show, right? And see, as soon as it went dark, Sophie started to panic. And you've got the 3D glasses, right? And we were saying to her, darling, it's only 3D. See if you take your glasses off. And bubbles were coming out. We says, take your glasses off. So she took her glasses off. The bubbles weren't there. I said, see, it's just 3D. It can't hurt you. It's only 3D, right? So we get on with the show. This is the show. The Bugs Life's happening like that. And all of a sudden, down through the ceiling comes, see the big grasshopper thing? The big locust thing comes down like that. And she's going, oh, just taking her glasses off. But it was an actual, like, robot. She's taking her glasses off and it's still there. It's going, it's still there. Still there. But to take her out, she was screaming the place down. And see, after that, even though that's a small world, she was like terrified. And we're going to song, it's just, that's a small world. And we've been saying, it's okay. Take your glasses off and it'll all go away. It's not, it's still there. It's still there. Like that. Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was that spooked her? It was the other 3D show and it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Look at Daisy. Daisy's gone mad on my bed, rolling and stuff. It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? And there's a bit in it, right, that all these rats all escape, right? And you've got your 3D glasses on, no, the rats are all running about the place like that. And then they've got something in the back of your chair that moves like that as if it's a rat, right? And it's touching you. That was what spooked Sophie. So, Sophie was screaming the place down again. We had to take her outside. It was like a whole thing. So when we went into the Bugs Life, we were going, it's safe in here. Just take your glasses off. It'll all go away. It's fine. This big thing comes down through the ceiling. Just taking the good. They're still there. Shame. She thought it was going to go away when she took the glasses off, but it was still there, like that thing. I was like, oh no. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go, but I'll be back tomorrow and let you know how today went. Thank you so much for that super chat. That was very, very kind of you. And thank you to all of you just for coming in and chatting to me today. So I shall see you all tomorrow and have a beautiful Monday. Bye, everyone.